The town of Derry had always been shrouded in mystery. Its darkened streets whispered tales of shadowy figures and unexplained occurrences. Yet, no story was more chilling than that of the old Marlo house. A decrepit mansion that stood at the edge of town, seemingly abandoned but very much alive with secrets. Ellie Thompson had heard the stories growing up, but she was never one to believe in ghosts. Logical and pragmatic, she preferred the certainty of facts over the whims of superstition. However, when her younger brother, Jake, disappeared without a trace near the Marlo house, Ellie found herself drawn into the very heart of the town's eerie legend. Determined to uncover the truth, Ellie armed herself with a flashlight and a sturdy backpack. She approached the Marlo house, its once grand facade now crumbling under the weight of time. The air around it was thick with an unnatural chill, making her breath visible in the moonlight. Inside, the house was a maze of decaying corridors and forgotten rooms. The floorboards creaked beneath her feet, and the walls seemed to close in around her. Every step echoed with the weight of countless untold stories. As she ventured deeper, Ellie could feel the presence of something watching her, its unseen eyes following her every move. In the heart of the house, Ellie stumbled upon a hidden room. Its walls were covered in faded, cryptic symbols, and in the center stood an old mirror, its surface cracked and tarnished. As she approached, the mirror seemed to pulse with a life of its own, drawing her closer. Suddenly, the room grew cold and the air filled with a low, haunting whisper. Ellie turned to see a shadowy figure materialize in the doorway. It was a woman, her eyes hollow and filled with sorrow. The ghostly figure reached out a hand, and Ellie felt a chill run down her spine. "Who are you?" Ellie demanded, her voice trembling despite her resolve. The ghost's voice was barely audible, a mere whisper carried on the wind. "I am Sarah Marlo. This house is my prison, and your brother's fate is tied to mine. You must confront your deepest fear to save him." Ellie felt a surge of defiance. "What must I do?" Sarah's eyes bore into hers, and Ellie felt a rush of memories flood her mind. She saw glimpses of Sarah's tragic past, of betrayal and loss, and the curse that had bound her spirit to the house. To break the curse, Ellie had to face the manifestation of her greatest fear, buried deep within her subconscious. The room darkened, and Ellie found herself transported to a twisted version of her childhood home. She was 8 years old again, reliving the night she had nearly drowned in the lake behind their house. The terror of that moment washed over her, threatening to pull her under once more. But this time, Ellie fought back. She forced herself to remember the strength she had found that night, the determination that had pushed her to the surface. She confronted the fear head-on, refusing to let it consume her. As she broke free from the illusion Ellie found herself back in the hidden room. The mirror shattered, and Sarah's ghost began to fade. "Thank you," Sarah whispered. "You have freed us both." With the curse broken, Ellie raced through the house. Calling out for Jake, she found him unconscious but unharmed. In one of the upstairs rooms, together they stumbled out into the dawn light, leaving the haunted past of the Marlo house behind them. Derry's shadows seemed less daunting in the daylight, and Ellie knew that while the town's mysteries would always remain, she had confronted her fear and emerged stronger for it.